these NBA Finals.
Kendrick Perkins joining the conversation. Lakers 1 win away from another ring. LeBron reminding us age ain't nothing but a number. 26, 12, and 18. Let's get right.
A low risk for high reward on Dwight Howard when no one wanted to touch him. And by the way, stealing the other Morris twin. They wanted the one from the Clippers, but they found out they had a diamond in the rough in this one. And he kept his team together, and he believed in his team. Ty Lue didn't want the job. What he did, went out and hired Frank Vogel and put together a hell of an assistant coaching staff with Jay Kidd and guys. Now let's talk about the game. Braun was Braun. Braun stepped up. First half I was a little disappointed in him. I said he wasn't being aggressive and he needed to wake the hell up. And he did just that in the second half, and he displayed his greatness and his GOAT status. Anthony Davis on the defensive end, I haven't seen a guy dominate on the defensive end like that in the last 5 years. His impact defensively, being a 6'11" power forward, going out there and guarding a two-guard, chasing them over screens and all the above, standing in front of them, meeting them at the rim, and doing an exceptional job of anchoring the defense. Caldwell Pope, that was the best game of his life last night. He stepped up big time. The role players were huge. Just look at the winning plays that Rondo made down the stretch. Offensive rebound after offensive rebound. And can we give credit to Alex Caruso, because he has been phenomenal on the defensive end. He comes off that bench like a wild hyena, and he is just sick, and he's attacking anybody that's in his way defensively, getting winning plays, getting the Lakers extra possessions. People don't want to give credit to Danny Green, 4 for 8 from the field with 10 quiet points. Kyle Kuzma got some points in last night and got the job done. And all said, I love what Frank Vogel did by starting Anthony Davis on Jimmy Butler and also switching the lineup at halftime and going small and going with Morris was a big adjustment. So kudos to Frank Vogel. Kudos to the Lakers. I knew they was going to win the championship. I told y'all this since before the season even started. And here it is. We are today looking at a gentleman sweep in the making.
All right. It's not over yet. Perk will be back with us. Stephen A., I know you want to get on Max about LeBron. We'll discuss.
Will play. Goran Dragic is a game-time decision. Wilbon, you first. Your thoughts?
This is about as good a news as the Miami Heat could get. I mean, game-time decision means there's still hope that Dragic will play. And for people who think, Dragic is sort of just a third wheel, Dragic is averaging 20 points a game in the playoffs. And getting Bam back is necessary. Look, Jimmy Butler may be able to do this again, but he's on lists where guys have done it once. We're sitting next to a person who had what I think is the greatest finals game ever.
42.
How many of those? But you can't ask somebody to come back and do it the very next time. Magic close out a series with his.
Yes.
But Bam, they need productivity. If not prolific numbers, productivity, right, Irvin?
Right, because what he brings, last series he averaged 21 points and about 11 rebounds, right? So now the defense gets better with Miami Heat. Just think about this. In the first 2 games, the Lakers played more physical. They played better defense than Miami. Game 3, Miami Heat was more physical, and they played better defense. Now they're getting Bam back. That means their defense gets better, and they become a physical team.
Magic, let's stay right there with Bam. Because Bam is returning, what should we expect to see from Anthony Davis? Because in Game 3, without Bam Adebayo on the court, he seemed non-existent, basically. Now Bam's coming back. What's that going to do?
Well, Anthony Davis last game, in Game 3, he caught the ball on the wing so much they double-teamed him every single time. If I'm Anthony Davis, I'm going to try to get in the low post. And even if the double team comes, I can shoot over top of the double team. But Anthony Davis turned the ball over so much in the first quarter. The Lakers never got in rhythm. They never got in sync until the second half of the game. They turned it over 20 times. They took 42 threes. You can't do that. The Lakers are not a great shooting team. Now, they can hit them when they're rolling. So what I expect tonight is pump fake if you got an open 3 and drive it to the basket. And then don't turn the basketball over. And the king must control the tempo. Jimmy Butler controlled the tempo in Game 3.
I know you both, and I'm going to ask you this next question, sticking with the Lakers, Irvin Magic Johnson. On behalf of both Mike Wilbon and myself, I'm going to ask you this question. We're watching the Los Angeles Lakers right now in these NBA Finals, 2 victories away from a championship, 17th in franchise history. Somebody was the architect of this to some degree. He was the president of basketball operations before abruptly resigning. That would happen to be you. How are you feeling watching these Los Angeles Lakers? LeBron James is here, came here under your watch. We knew you were after Anthony Davis. That was his arrival was imminent. So this is what it's about. How are you feeling watching these guys right now? Because this is everything you had envisioned.
Well, Stephen A., I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good for Jeannie Buss, but also I'm feeling good for LeBron James. LeBron James said, yes, I'm going to come play for the Lakers. And he told me he's going to get the Lakers back to the NBA Finals and win a championship. Well, he's only 2 games away from doing that. Then when you think about Rob Pelinka, you got to give him credit. Danny Green signing him. He signed, when you think about, I'm trying to think about the forward. Making a trade for Anthony Davis, excuse me. And then signing Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard has played his best basketball since Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard. So you look at what Rob has done, you look at what LeBron has done to make the team better.
Vogel and the coaching staff.
And then I was going to give him credit next. Vogel, the defense, because the Lakers have won based on their defense, and then getting out on the fast break and running with LeBron James at point guard. It's been amazing. And playing LeBron at point guard. Give Vogel some credit for that as well.
And while there's this obvious identification, on the other hand, if this was anybody else that the Miami Heat was playing, you'd be rooting for the Miami Heat, right?
And I mean,
Pat Riley, you know what is going on in that other side of that aisle, in that locker room, and during the day to prepare for these games with Pat Riley.
Yes, because he's like my best friend, so I would be cheering for the Miami Heat if they were playing somebody else. And think about all the storylines. LeBron playing against the Miami Heat, who he played for. Pat Riley, who coached the Lakers and played for the Lakers.
Y'all ain't got to worry about it. You know, I mean, you beat me to it because I'm going to bring up Pat Riley. I have Magic Johnson here. I'm going to bring up Pat Riley. Make no mistake about it. We got more to come. Stick around. Don't touch that dial, y'all. Still ahead. Don't miss. Bring Wilbon and Magic back into the mix. Wilbon, you've heard what Rachel had to say. What are your expectations specifically from LeBron James for tonight's game?
We know listening to LeBron after any game, but particularly a loss, is informative, is educational. I mean, LeBron talked very specifically about what the team had to take from Game 3 and change yesterday in practice and tonight in Game 4. The passivity of Anthony Davis won't be tolerated. 15-5 can't have that. But LeBron started with himself. The 8 turnovers, as Rachel just mentioned. And hearing that, I expect this to perhaps be the best game of the playoffs, or one of the 2 or 3 best games the entire playoffs for the Lakers. Reminds me of a certain gentleman to my left. After losses, I mean, he was already looking to the next game and what was going to happen in practice the following day and the next game. And that it was like going back, I don't want to say it, Irvin, about 35 years to when. Am I drawing a reasonable comparison?
First of all, Wilbon, y'all can say that because even though y'all don't have any hair, y'all look very, very good with no hair, whereas I got the whole going to mine.
I know.
I got the whole
fresh line today.
One day he's going to join us.
Exactly. Coming soon.
Well, what I would say is this. You know, he's the leader. He's the best leader in all of sports, LeBron James. You know he's going to come out with a different mindset. I didn't see the tough-minded LeBron in Game 3. I saw Jimmy Butler have that attitude. I didn't see LeBron James have that attitude, but he will have it tonight.
Well, let me come to you for that, because on the other side, I know he's not playing, but he's the architect. He's the winner within. He's the man that coached you to championships, and he is the face of this franchise. That is Mr. Pat Riley. If anybody knows what LeBron is going to come with, it would be him. So what does Pat Riley say to the Miami Heat to prepare them for the onslaught that seems imminent from LeBron?
I think what Pat's going to say is, listen, we beat him at all facets of the game in Game 3. So let's come out with the same attitude, same mindset. Let's make sure we want to take one of the big 2 out, right? So they concentrated in Game 3 on Anthony Davis. They're going to come out with the same mindset. Every time he touches, we're going to double team him. Let's see if he knows how to respond to some hard, physical double teams. And it's not the Miami Heat who have to make the adjustments now. It's the Los Angeles Lakers who have to make the adjustments for Game 4. Anthony Davis, Coach Vogel got to help him. He's got to get it on the move. It can't be, I'm standing on the wing, they pass it to me. And that double team came so fast, he never got a good chance to respond to the double team, whether kick it back out, repost. He kept it and tried to throw it across court, turnover, turnover, turnover. I think tonight you're going to see both LeBron James and Anthony Davis get into their rhythm of the game and get into their game early and not turn the ball over.
Let me steal a line from that movie, Analyze This, with Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro. You're very good, you.
The impact he had in the city, those who was homeless, that was his passion. Also, how do we make it better for women's sports, for women athletes? That was his passion as well. And I want to just thank Jeannie Buss because she's doing a wonderful job of keeping his memory going and keeping his legacy going. And the Laker players tonight got to have that Mamba mentality because we saw Miami have it in Game 3, but they better have it for Game 4.
Wilbon?
You know, the last time I was in Los Angeles was early March, and we were out here paying tribute to Kobe, not long, sadly, after the tragedy that took his life. And to come back and walk past Staples Center, and now it's empty. It's empty. The area is empty, and there's nothing there. And the first thing I thought when I got off the plane and came down here today was Kobe and what it would be like down here around Staples Center in normal, in better times without this pandemic. And would we catch a glimpse of him and the girls perhaps courtside and what that would mean to people being able to watch him. I'm just glad that this current generation of players, and it's not just Lakers, but obviously most importantly, these young Laker players have gotten to sort of feel what Kobe Bryant was all about during his time here.
And what I love about it is that they get to feel it like you just said, and you both articulated those thoughts eloquently. It's just that when you talk about a Mamba mentality, it's about finishing the job. How many times did we see Kobe in a press conference after they won a game and people are looking at him and saying, why aren't you smiling? What's the deal? You're ahead. You're winning. He said the job is not done. That's the kind of mentality the Lakers had better have because Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat